All right, let's talk about this invisible roller coaster that, honestly, most of us are riding every single day. We're talking about blood sugar swings, and you're about to find out how they might just be the secret culprit that's hijacking your focus, your mood, and yeah, your energy.
So, does this sound familiar? You have a pretty good morning, you're getting stuff done, but then, boom. Sometime after lunch, this wave of fatigue just hits you. Suddenly you can't concentrate, you feel kind of cranky for no reason, and all you can think about is a nap or maybe a sugary snack. If you're nodding your head right now, trust me, you are in exactly the right place.
Okay, first things first. These feelings are not just in your head, and it is not a lack of willpower. That sudden energy crash, that frustrating brain fog, that intense craving for something sweet, those are all real, physical signals your body is sending, and they all point to one central problem we need to talk about. So let's go ahead and name that culprit. We're talking about blood sugar swings. But to really get what that means, we've got to start with the basics. What even is blood sugar? You can think of glucose as the high-octane fuel for your body. It's like the premium gas for your car. When you eat carbohydrates, your body breaks them down into this simple sugar, and it enters your bloodstream to power, well, everything you do, everything you think, everything you feel. And your brain? Oh, it is an especially massive consumer of this fuel.
And this is where that whole roller coaster thing comes in. It's got two really distinct parts. First, you get the spike. That's called hyperglycemia. You eat something sugary or carb-heavy, and your blood sugar shoots way up. You get that quick but very temporary burst of energy. But as we all know, what goes up must come down. And that's the crash, hypoglycemia. It's when your body kind of overreacts, your blood sugar plummets, and that's when the fatigue and the brain fog come crashing in.
So, how does this roller coaster actually affect us day to day? Well, let's zero in on the brain. Because out of all the organs in your body, your brain is by far the most sensitive to these ups and downs. I mean, get this, a full 20% of all the energy your body uses in a day is just for your brain. That's huge. It's this incredibly energy-hungry command center, and it absolutely demands a steady, consistent supply of fuel. When that fuel supply gets all choppy and erratic, things start to go wrong, and not just in the moment either. And here's exactly how it can sabotage your day. When your glucose is low, your focus just tanks. Your ability to make decisions or solve problems gets way harder. These constant ups and downs also mess with key mood chemicals in your brain, like serotonin, which can make you feel irritable or anxious. And that big crash after a spike, yeah, that just leaves your brain feeling totally and completely drained. You know, this whole thing creates a really vicious cycle. It's a trap. It starts when you eat refined carbs or sugar. Your blood sugar skyrockets. Your body, trying to help, releases a flood of insulin, but it often overshoots the mark. It does too much. This pushes your blood sugar way down, sometimes even below where it started. And that's the crash. What happens next? Your brain screams for a quick fix, triggering intense cravings for more sugar. And the whole cycle just starts all over again. Okay, so what's actually kicking off this wild ride in the first place? Let's take a look at some of the most common triggers we run into every day. It's usually not just one thing, right? It's often a mix. A diet with a lot of refined carbs and sugar is a huge one, for sure. But so is skipping meals. That can cause your blood sugar to dip way down and then spike like crazy when you finally do eat. And listen, you can't underestimate the impact of chronic stress and not getting enough good sleep. Both of those seriously mess with your body's ability to keep its fuel supply stable. All right, that's enough about the problem. Let's shift gears and talk about the solutions. Because here's the really good news. You have a ton of control over this. Getting off that roller coaster and stabilizing your energy and your mood, it is absolutely 100% achievable. And it can all start with some really simple food swaps. We're not talking about a total, radical diet overhaul here. Instead of that sugary breakfast cereal that you know is going to lead to a mid-morning crash, why not try some eggs or oatmeal with nuts? Swap out the white bread for whole grains. See, these swaps aren't about depriving yourself. They're about choosing foods that give you a slow, steady release of energy all day long. In fact, here's a super simple but incredibly powerful formula to remember for every meal. Just think protein, healthy fats, and fiber. Protein and fat are amazing because they slow down how quickly sugar gets absorbed, and fiber helps prevent those really sharp spikes. Seriously, building your meals around this trio is like a secret weapon for having sustained energy. And hey, it's not just about the food on your plate. other consistent habits can make a massive difference too. Things like eating regularly to avoid those desperate hunger crashes, finding ways to manage your stress, prioritizing your sleep. And you know what? Even a short 10-minute walk after lunch can work wonders for how your body handles blood sugar.
Okay, so as we start to wrap this up, let's just quickly recap the most important takeaways here. So here's what it all boils down to. First, these blood sugar swings can affect anyone, even if you're perfectly healthy. Second, the big triggers are usually your diet, your stress levels, and your sleep. But most importantly, stabilizing your energy is totally within your reach through balanced meals and some simple lifestyle changes. And remember, you don't have to do a radical overhaul overnight. It's the small, consistent changes that have the biggest impact over time.
And I really want to leave you with this one last thought because it's so, so important. If you have been blaming yourself for that afternoon slump or for those intense sugar cravings, please stop. This isn't about a lack of willpower. It's not a character flaw. It is pure biology. It's just your body's predictable reaction to an unstable fuel source. So the final question I have is for you. Based on everything we just talked about, what is one small change you can make today to start reclaiming your focus and energy? Just one thing. Maybe you'll swap that soda for a glass of water, or take that 10-minute walk after lunch, or maybe just add a little bit of protein to your breakfast tomorrow. The power to get off that roller coaster is in your hands, and it can start right now.